This will be a video chart on SGCP, Sierra Gold Corporation. Want to get this one updated. I've done this one a few times, annotated static charts, but over the past couple of days, especially Friday, chart's really taken off and made a nice move. And besides that, it makes a good little chart lesson, so that's kind of where I want to start off. And then I'll dissect the chart and so forth. Real quick, what I want to point out here is just the power of the middle Bollinger Band or the 20-day simple moving average are both the same thing. But if you look here, down in let's see, when was this? About early October is really when the first kind of bit of life happened. You can see this candle, pushed up the price, and then it just kind of went sideways for a little while. But notice right where it bounced off of. See that red line there? That is a 20-day simple moving average, or like I said, the same thing as the middle Bollinger Band. And notice how it acted as a great job of support and then sprang the price upwards. We had a nice move, pulled back, and then look again. Look right where the price bounced again, right at this red line, and now we see the results here. So just a quick lesson of the power of the middle Bollinger Band or the 20-day. One of those things where you can always have a good risk versus reward scenario. Does it always work? No. Do you get stopped out sometimes? Sure, but I mean it's one of those things where it's not uncommon to have the price bounce off like it did twice so far with the Sierra Gold. So that wraps up the little chart lesson. Just wanted to point that out. But one thing that's pretty bullish and impressive about this chart is, yes, had a great price reaction, but more so the volume. Remember, Friday was not a full market day, and yet the volume was still able to get this high. Had the market been open its full, usual time frame, maybe that volume could have gotten up to 100 million. I don't know, but the key being on a shortened market day, the volume was still, bigger than pretty much all these days up until this one. So that was just a good sign to see that the bulls really were coming in strong and making a big push. So now the question becomes where supports, resistances, and so forth, and what kind of things should you be looking for? Well, just to note, the moving averages are all showing a nice trend occurring. So, but definitely the bulls are in charge. You got the golden cross here. A quick note on the golden cross: a lot of people get all hyped up about it, and don't get me wrong, it's a good thing, but it's formed by past indicators, meaning moving averages. All moving averages are doing is telling us about past price action, so it's not a leading indicator or anything like that. It's formed by moving averages with are not leading indicators, so just keep that in mind. All this is telling us is just confirming, meaning past tense. It's just confirming that we are in a nice strong move here. So that's always a good thing to have, is that strong confirmation. Now, as far as support levels, the new one that was formed on Friday, simply the previous high, which was right here at 0.0039. So this was a resistance because it was broken and closed above it, has now become a support. So that's going to be one of our first key support levels to watch. The next one, besides the moving averages that are static, I'm looking at this level right here, down here at 0.0025. And I'm going to call this one kind of a must-hold one. We really want to see the bulls hold strong here. If the price were to fall back down there, that would take quite a bit. But if it does, you really would want to see this one hold strong. The other support levels are going to be the usual 10-day, that gray line, and then the one that we use in the example, the 20-day simple moving average. I'd say within the next probably 1 to 3 days, this will get up over this line here, and that'll be a support level too. So we have our two static support levels, then we have our two dynamic support levels too that you can keep an eye on. Now, as for upcoming resistance levels, doing this, you can see that I'm going to have to go back a ways to figure this out. So what I'm actually going to do is just go to the weekly chart here, so I don't have to crunch up the chart so much. So here is the weekly chart. I can get that a little bit bigger. And you can see on the weekly what we have. Just first off, actually, I'm in the weekly. Nice looking weekly chart there. But another very impressive move that happened is, from a weekly chart perspective, is that you look at all these lows over here. So this used to be a key support level. When it fell, it became a very key resistance. And this past week, the price was able to close above it. So now this is back to being a support level. So I'll just leave that skinny since it's not. I mean, it's nice that it's a support, but if that were to fail, by no means anything to panic about because you still do have those other support levels. But nonetheless, that was a nice bullish move that it made there. Now looking here, the next key resistance level that I see is going to be up around this level here. If you look at the past price history, you can see that a bunch of times the highs are right there. Here is another high. Here's another high, and that resistance level is up at the James Bond level 007. So from where you are now, you could get a continued nice move. There's always a possibility of pullbacks, but from a chart perspective, the next big battleground is up here with James Bond at 007. I think that could be a pretty good fight, so I'm going to make that a little thicker, but that is your next resistance level. So if you can get through James Bond, then the levels thin out even more, and things could really get moving. But as with any chart, one step at a time. We'll see what happens. But these past couple of weeks, I have really started to crush a lot of these support level or resistance levels and turn them into supports. So the chart's really shaping up nicely. So overall, off to last week was a good week, and this week should be very interesting. And maybe just maybe James Bond will have to dig in and put up a fight if he wants to hang on to this level here. If there are any other questions on the chart, please shoot me a message. I'd also encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook which has been getting very good reviews. And with your subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, and educational pieces. Everything from penny stocks up to big boards. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. And best part is it's all free, so it's definitely worth checking out and giving a try. Once more, this was SGCP. Thanks for listening.